Hey everybody, I'm Becki Adams. Thanks for stopping by my YouTube channel today. Today I'm working on a project that's a little bit different. I am guest designing for Ellie Studio today. So everything that I will be using today comes straight from the March kit from Ellie Studio or is an Ellie Studio product. Here's the Ellie Studio March kit. My favorite part of this kit is these plastic heart or star shapes. I'll just show you a little bit closer. They're so fun. Hard plastic and colors that coordinate with the kit. So I'll be using a couple of those today. And like I said, most of what I'm using today comes from the March kit or comes from the Little Moments collection. So let's get started. The design that I'm going with today, or that I'm using today, is a grid design. So it's not a perfect grid, but everything's pretty well on the grid. So as you can see on my background paper here, I think you can see it. I've made a couple of pencil lines. And I've just put those down to as a guide so I can keep my layout kind of straight. I'm not too worried about it being perfectly straight, but I do want it to not look completely crooked. So this is the photo that I'm using today. This is a photo of me and my entire family. There's me and my little kiddos right there, and then these are all my siblings and my parents and all my nieces and nephews. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want this photo to be kind of sit right on top of this journaling card. This journaling card coordinates perfectly with the Little Moments collection, and it came in the March kit. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive right there. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this about right here. I want it to sit on this second line, the second line down, and I'm just kind of using my background as a guide to, I want this full strip of hearts showing, but I didn't want to leave, you know, kind of an awkward spot right there. So I'm just going to leave this line. I'm not going to push it down completely yet because, see, and this is why I'll show you why. I want there to be about equal distance, and as you can see, I'm going to have an awkward gap if I make it equal distance. So I'm just going to move this over. So I've just done my journaling ahead of time on this card that matches this paper perfectly. This also came in the March kit. I'm just going to adhere that right here next to the photo. I have this journaling card that came in the March kit, and I wanted to stamp on it, just stamp family photos. And so I went and dug through my stash of Ellie's products, and I found this old stamp set. This is from the Cameron collection, so it's been a few years since that one was released, but that's the stamp set I used to stamp family photos. Now, if you remember, I overlapped this journaling card. So this isn't a 4x6 journaling card anymore because I overlapped it. So it's going to leave a gap down here so it doesn't match up. It kind of threw my grid off. And I'm going to show you in just a minute how I'll fix that. We're just going to adhere that, and notice that I'm just putting a little bit of adhesive on the middle of these cards so that if I want to later, I can come back and kind of tuck bits and pieces underneath. And as you can see, I've done some stitching ahead of time, and I've just taken a piece of pattern paper from the Little Moments collection. It's got this fun floral that coordinates with the March kit on the back, and then it's got this fun yellow stripe. And I thought it would be fun to just bring in some of that yellow, and I'll just cover that up at the bottom so that it makes it so I'm back to my grid design. Okay, and I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive, a little bit in the middle too. I'm just going to fold the ends of my thread in right there, and then just trim off the excess. Now before I stick this down, I know that I want to have this journaling card kind of stick under. I want to break up this grid a little bit so it's not quite so boxy. I want to create a little bit of interest. So I'm just going to adhere that strip, and I'm not going to push everything down on that because I want to add a few more bits and pieces. Okay, so I've got the basics, got everything, the photo, the title, the journaling. So now it's going to be time to add some fun stuff. So I've pulled out a few bits and pieces from the collection that I knew that I wanted to use on this layout. And I love this little heart tab. And then this was on a 3x4 journaling card. And I love the camera so much, but I couldn't work another 3x4 card into my layout. And so I just fussy cut around that. But first I'm going to adhere this little tab, and I want it to stick out of my line just a little bit. And then right in the middle of that camera, I wanted to add one of these plastic hearts. They're so cute. So I'm just going to put a little bit of liquid adhesive right there. And then to the side of this, let's see, I want this one. I wanted to bring a little bit of this teal color into the cluster over here. So I want to just put this little tab that says important. Okay, and then these little bits I've saved to put up here on the top, and that's why I didn't push everything down really to make sure it's stuck well yet, because I knew I wanted to add some bits and pieces. And then I want this heart, I want it to look like it's stapled on there, but my stapler is too short to reach in there. So I'm just going to staple it like that. And then I also wanted to add a couple of these stars. Okay, so we're almost finished. I wanted to add one more label to this layout, and I want to do it right up here. But I wanted to add a little bit of stamping on this line. And this stamp comes from the March stamp set, so it's an exclusive limited edition stamp set. And I'm using the favorite photo stamp. And I'm just going to use black stamping ink. And I'm going to use just a piece of scratch paper, just to make sure. This is the first time I've used this stamp, so I just want to make sure that it works. That it works well. I found that with stamping, if you try it first, you'll get a much better result if you stamp it a few times. Make sure I've got all the areas of the stamp covered. Center it on the journaling card. Okay, and with that, I think that we're finished with this one. So thanks for joining me today. If you like what you've seen on my YouTube channel, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe, and by doing that you won't miss any of my upcoming videos. And you want to look a little bit later this month, I will have another fun project coming up for Ellie Studio with the Little Moments collection. So thanks for stopping by today. Have a great day.